So you give out your money. You give out your money
It's not trying to have you know.
at your own risk. Okay?
C'est mauvais ce que tu fais. Je te dis ça tous les jours.
You give out your money at your own risk. Okay?
Tu te mets debout, tu manges, tu as le
Let me
petit-
show you
Je
this.
te dis ça tout le temps.
Let me give you this short breakdown. Okay? Let me come to Royalty here. Okay? Let me come to Royalty here. Okay? Okay, let me come to Royalty here. Now, let me give you an example. Let us say I don't usually talk about trading, but let me give you this. Okay? Let me show you this. Let us say you are trading. Okay. Let us say you are trading JUP, for example. Okay? I want you to watch this and understand. Let us say you are trading JUP. So you come, this is where I want. This is where I want.
C'est la fête là-bas
We
aujourd'hui.
have position amount.
C'est la
We
fête.
have position quantity. We have average price. And we have current price. Okay? Now, this is what I want to focus on. Just because I want you to get this very well. When you put money, for example, $100 into JUP, you will see that money here. You will see this money here on the position amount. Okay? Then you will see the amount of JUP you have bought here at the position quantity. Okay? Meaning, when you put in $100 here, for example, you got, for example, 50 coins of what? JUP. Okay? That is done. Let us look here now. Now, we have average price and we have current price. Okay? I want you to follow me very well. When you put in $100, and you got 50 JUP, okay? The robot creates what we call an average price. Average price for what? Average price for JUP in brackets 50. The 50 JUPs that you bought. Meaning, for example, if the average price is 10 here, if the average price is 10 here, and then this is 50, okay? And you put $100 here, and the current price is this one. It means when you put in $100 of when you put in $100, you bought 50 coins of JUP, each one at a price of 10 USDT as our average price. Now, when will the robot sell? This is floating loss. Okay? When you look here, the current price is 1.2217, for example, like you are seeing it here. Okay? Now, if the average price, this one, if the average price, okay, let me relate it exactly to this one. If the average price is, let me say, 1.8, and these other decimals, you see that the average price is bigger than the current price. Okay? Remember, the robot sets the average price to do what? To show you that when you put in this amount of money, each one was bought at an average price of, for example, we have taken 1.8. Okay, let us say 0.0. Okay? And the current price is 1.2, meaning the current price is still smaller than the average price. The robot says, I will never sell whenever I find out that the average price is bigger than the current price. When does the robot sell? The robot sells only when The robot sells only when the current price is bigger than the average price. So if this one is 1.800, when you will be, what is happening here is called floating loss. The current price is smaller than the average price. When will the robot sell? The robot will only sell if the current price is bigger than the average price. That means the average price, the current price has to be either 1.9 and above. This is when the robot sells. The robot gives you floating loss simply because it has discovered that when it sells, when the current price is this one and the average price is 1.8, you are making losses. In a brief, floating loss protects you. Floating loss intends to protect your assets. Floating loss will always be there to protect your money that you put into this coin. If you are getting me, give me one in the chat. Hey. Yeah. Hey! 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 I believe this is clear. The robot will never sell if your current price is smaller than the average price. The robot will only sell when the average price is smaller than the current price. Because the current price is the price at which the robot depends, on which the robot depends to sell. So if the current price is smaller than, if the current price is smaller than the average price, the robot will never sell. Now, let me ask a question. Would you love your robot to sell when the average price is bigger than the current price? Give me some answers. If you're a trader and your current price is 1.2 and your average price is 1.8, would you love your robot to sell? Give me some answers. Would you love your robot to sell? No. Why? You are making loss. You are going to make a loss. So floating loss is not a problem. Floating loss is protecting you. Then some hooligan is telling you it is bad. Floating loss is bad. My question is, would you love your robot to sell when the average price is bigger than the current price? Would you? Continue to give me some answers. Would you love it? Because this is where you are losing the game. This is where people are not explaining. This is where this is where the pressure comes from. This is where they make you think business is not good. I believe every trader would love to have what we call an average price in their trading sessions. For example, if you have 3 phones, a moment. If you have 3 phones, for example, you know I'm seated in my moving office here. Hey, these days I work while seated in my moving office, which I bought from commission. Okay, for example, you have 3 phones, right? One phone you bought at $50. The other one you bought at $100. The other one you bought at $200. When you add this money, $200, $100, and then this one of $50, you get a total of how much? $350, right? When you divide the $350 by 3, what you get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? 350 divided by 3. 350 divided by 3. 350 divided by 3. 116. Okay, $117. That is the average price. Now, go to price alert. Okay, yes, 117. 117. 117. How can I set my phone to give me notification when there is a rise? Okay, I think that one is solved. Ladies and gentlemen, if the average price is 117, okay, would you sell your phone in normal business? Would you love to sell your phone at $100? Would you love to sell one of your phones at $50? Now, why do you cry? Because we usually get these customers, a customer comes in and they tell you, me, I am giving you, for example, $50. Would you cry simply because one customer says they are buying your phone at $50? No, because you bought the phone to make profit. And you know, one customer will come and something you bought at $100, a funny customer will tell you they are giving you $80. A funny customer will tell you, I am giving you $50. But you remember you bought at $100. But now you understand what, if you have understood what floating loss is, give me a 2 in the chat. Because we are crying for nothing. If you have understood what floating loss is, give me a 2 in the chat. And if from today I'm not going to cry anymore, because you know what floating loss is. Sadiq says not yet. Okay. Okay. Very happy to understand. I always sell at loss. This one was selling at loss. Just little explanation, please. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Is floating loss very nice in sub-bin mode, sir? Okay. Guys, give me a 2 in the chat if you really understand what floating loss is now. If you haven't understood, no problem. I'm going to repeat it just one more time. You know why? I'm doing this because I have discovered that people are being confused. Many people are confusing our people here. Telling them yes, Regina, there's no reason as why you should cry. Am I allowed to add another trade if you have more capital? Always help us to buy at low. Exactly. Someone says I should explain some more. I should do some more explanation again. No problem. Let us do it together. I want you to give a keen eye and as well a keen ear. Why? I want you to, because if you understand this, you're not going to get any more confusions. You're not going to cry over this any more times. You're not going to worry. The problem, I think the problem is people do not want to wait. People do not want to hold on. People do not want to wait a bit. They think, guys, okay, I'm going to explain more. But before we go into that, let me ask you a question. Is there a business that you know that every day, you are supposed to sell? Get my statements right. Is there a business that you know, and in this business, every day, you have to sell? Even if you have a grocery shop, some days are hard. Customers will never show up. Even if, I don't know, even if it is what? I think the only thing that gets customers daily is the mosque, where Muslims go for congregation prayer every prayer, and perhaps these mosques in town. But when you go to village, hi Bambi, the mosque is opened on Sunday, then it closes. It is opened again on. The mosque is opened on Friday. Then after the prayer, it is closed. It is opened again on next Friday. And when you come to churches, another story. For town mosques, okay, for the town mosques, people usually go for prayer, congregational prayer every day, every prayer. Not everyone. I also usually miss these prayers. Like you Muslim watching me here. Some prayers you go to mosque, some others you pray at home, some others you pray from somewhere. There is no business where you'll be profiting every day, and the profit is the profit you made today is higher. The next one you make tomorrow is higher than the one you made today. There's no business that works like that. At times the profit is small, at times customers don't show up, at times the profit is big, like that. Let me explain this again. Allow me share my screen again. Let me share this. And if you have a question, you can put it here. Question about what I'm teaching. My intention wasn't to teach trading, but my intention is to help you because you're crying over floating laws. People are quitting business because of floating laws. People are being, confused because of floating laws. People are selling off their accounts because of floating laws. People are running away because of. This is not a big deal. Let me show you again. Our trading coin, for example, is JUP. This is JUP here. This one. You see the name is JUP stroke USDT. Now, we have 4 major areas to look at. Position amount, position quantity, average price, current price. Why am I not mentioning this one? Because this one is governed by these ones. Okay. Let us say we are going to put $100 in this coin. 100. Let us go slowly. You're putting $100 in this coin. And where will you see this money you're putting? You will see that $100 in the position amount. Because that is where you look to see the amount of money you've put into that coin. And let us say when you put in $100, you got 50 coins of what? Of JUP. Where will you see these 50 coins? You will see the 50 coins here on the position quantity here. Meaning, when you put in $100, you got 50 coins of JUP. I'm going slowly. And let us say the average price of each coin of JUP you bought is 1.400. Meaning, when you put in $100, you bought $50 of 50 coins of JUP, this one, and each coin, meaning each coin was bought at 1.400. Look here. Look here. Average price is 1.400. And current price is 1.2. It is here running. Don't you see here running? Now, position amount, the money you put in is $100. You got 50 coins of JUP, each one at an average price of 1.4, and the current price is 1.2. Let me ask a question. Is your robot supposed to sell now? Let me stop sharing and I ask. Is your robot supposed to sell now? Let me ask a question. Is your robot supposed to sell now? Is your robot supposed to sell now? Is your robot supposed to sell now? The answer is no. Your robot is not supposed to sell now. Why? Because the average price is still bigger than the current price. Yet the robot is supposed to sell when the current price is bigger than the average price. Let me share again. Your robot is not supposed to sell now simply because, let me just give you. This one is 1.4 and this one is 1.2. Your robot is not supposed to sell now simply because this is still bigger than this. So your robot is only supposed to sell when the current price is bigger than the average price. So whenever you find your current price, this one, let me delete and write properly. This one is 1.4. Whenever you find your current price, it is 0.2, right? 1.2, right? Whenever you find your current price is smaller than the average price, your robot is supposed to be in floating loss. Don't cry. And don't ask why your robot is floating. Why my robot is not coming out of the market? It is simple. Check your current price, check your average price. You'll get the answer. Whenever, I don't know if I'm clear, whenever the average price is bigger than the current price, your coin will be floating. Tell your neighbor floating. This means the robot will only sell when the current price is bigger than the average price. Done and dusted. If you understood, give me 1 in the chat. If you understood this, give me 1 in the chat. I think now we have nothing to worry about. I think we have understood this. I'm not here, guys. I'm not here to talk about KDJ. I'm not here to talk about RSI. I'm not. No. I'm not here to discuss trading. I just came to clarify this point of floating loss, which is, making people cry everywhere. They're even people are telling them to buy more robots. When you come to my team, you will not face floating loss. Come this way, I give you a solution. Those people are taking you into floating loss. No one takes you into floating loss. It is only patience that you need. No leader takes you into floating loss. No coin takes you into floating loss. Stop being hoodwinked. Stop being confused. It is not leader Julius that takes you into floating loss. It is not leader Abel that takes you into floating loss. It is not leader Rogers that takes you into floating loss. It is not Chris. It is not Mugera. It is not Sembata. It is not leader. There is no leader that takes you into floating loss. If you have gotten my point well. Now, if you think that floating is bad, you need more sessions like this one. To my understanding, what people lose is the patience. 1, 2, the knowledge. If you have questions, put them here because I'm ending. Only what we lack is the knowledge. 2, the patience. Let someone never tell you that commission is bad. Let no one ever tell you that floating is bad. In fact, floating loss should be making you more profit. Exactly. Umar has said it. Umar just asked a very brilliant question. Do you mean that the margin calls I buy, the smaller the average price? Exactly. Actually, I had forgotten it. Why do we tell you to put more money into the market when you are floating? It is because when you buy more margin calls, the average price becomes smaller. Whenever it is smaller, it comes close to the current price. And when the current price goes higher, you see, you're out of the market. Grab for Umar. Grab for Umar. Umar just reminded me of this important issue. When you buy more margin calls, the average price becomes smaller. When the average price becomes smaller, it comes just next to the current price. You see, when the current price goes bigger than the average price, you come out of the market. Wow, so beautiful. I love this business because it is very easy to understand. Normal understanding. Clap for Umar. It is normal understanding. Normal understanding. Everyday understanding. Layman's language. Normal. You see why we tell you to add more capital? Because when you buy more, when you put in more into this coin, the average price becomes smaller. When it is smaller, it comes in the line of the current price. When the current price goes higher, the average price, you sell and you make profit. Now let me find someone crying. Floating lossy, floating lossy. Do you want to sell at loss? The answer is no. So why do you cry? You want me to explain more about Umaru's thing? Okay. When you're floating, okay, let me go back. Let me share my screen again. This is not why I had come here, but I found it so much important. Let me continue to use this example. We said the current price is still 1.2, and let us say the average price is 1.4, like we said. 1.4, not this one is 4, right? 1.4. So whenever you add any more money here, for example, you had $100 here and you had 50 coins here. Okay, when you add any more money here, for example, $100, and now it is $200, the robot will create a new average price which will be smaller than the current one, and this will be, for example, 1.32, like that. You see, it is now close to 1.2. So when you add in more money, whenever the robot buys more margin calls, okay, whenever the robot buys more margin calls, the average price becomes smaller, which makes it come in the line of the current price. So after a time, the current price goes higher than the average price. Then the robot sells. When does the robot sell? The robot sells when the current price is bigger than the average price. So whenever the average price is bigger than the current price, that is floating loss. Let me say it again. What is floating loss? Floating loss is when the average price is bigger than the current price. So when does the robot sell? The robot only sells when the current price goes higher than the average price. I'm done. That is done. That is done. So whenever you find your robot floating, it means the average price is still bigger than the current price. As simple as that. So an idiot tells you it is bad to float. Hey, 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 hey. Kelly Jessica, how are you? Kelly Jessica, how are you? Someone says I'm against Gaza. Exactly. The little profits I get while in floating loss, won't they affect my final profit? No. Those are called sub sales. So those are called sub sales. And they are very fine. After all, there's no way they can affect because they still gather in one position. They still gather in one place. Okay. If someone was to give you a basket of mangoes and they bring you a half of it first, and you keep this half, and then later they bring the other half, you will still have your full basket, though it was brought in two portions. Am I making sense? If someone is to give you a basket of mangoes and they bring one half first, then they bring the other half later, you will still have your full basket, though brought in sections. Am I making sense? Any more questions? Coach, please help me. Let us say you did not use all the capital to buy the coin. How do you add more margin calls using the balance of the capital? You just got your margin call limit, your margin call to, yes. You just got your margin call limit. If you had 10 margin calls, you put 20. If the robot has already bought 10, it will buy more 10 because now it is 20. As simple as that. And let me see. And how would I earn when? I'm glad I've learned something today. Okay. Thank you, Coach. Welcome. And how would I earn when I'm still in floating loss? You only buy if you have if you have many margin calls and your robot and you put your robot to sub minimal real-time settlement. And for example, you have 20 margin calls. Okay. Remember, the first 4 margin calls move together, but from the 5th and above, each one is independent. So for example, if the robot sells the 60 margin call, they give you your cap portion. If they sells the 7th one, you get a small portion. 8th, small portion. 9th, like that, like that, like that. So even if the robot is floating, even if your coin is floating, remember the market keeps on going up and down. A slight change in a slight up movement in the market, the robot will be selling and giving you and gives you some small money. This business must be known by God. Exactly, it is, Nyombi Farouk. I have learned something. Okay, I think this is understandable. Margin calls switch off automatically when your capital is done. The margin calls will switch off automatically. That's okay, no problem. Yeah, I think we are now good to go, ladies and gentlemen. How much capital is needed to get sub sales when, even if you are in floating loss? No, even $100 can give you, but it depends on this and on the margin calls. If you set only 4 margin calls, you will only wait for the whole warehouse to do its work, because I told you the first 4 margin calls move together. Some people think for us we don't know the things of trading because we teach team building. Okay, if your robot is having 4 margin calls and below, you cannot get sub sales. Let me simplify it. If your robot has 4 margin calls, if you set 4 margin calls and below, you will not have sub sales. But if you have 5 margin calls and above, then you will have sub sales. I think I've simplified that. If you set 4 margin calls and below, no sub sales. If you have 5 margin calls and above, you will have sub sales. Simple. How do not start the margin calls set about fully and need to buy more? When you come here onto the now you have taken me into trading. Yet today I don't teach trading. I don't teach trading. Don't you see here? Don't you see here on number of call margin? Let me use this one. Don't you see here number of call margin? If you set 10 margin calls, you will see 10 here. So when you see 10 here, it means 10 margin calls are finished. Guys, I'm not here to teach trading. Please excuse me. That is the work of Coach Chris. Hello, sir. Can I change my strategy when the coin is running? What do you mean change your strategy? I don't understand. Change your strategy how? You will only cry about floating loss when you don't have good capital to inject into your ongoing trade, and you don't want to get involved in affiliate aspect of the business because you lack knowledge and patience to handle floating loss beautifully well to keep smiling to eternity. Guys, Royal Q is a gold mine. Okay, learn your business well and be eternally grateful to Royal Q developers and team. Exactly. Thank you, Kate. This is very much important. So, guys, I think that is it. And someone said this business must be God, known by God. Of course, it is. I must keep my robot for my son. Exactly, you're supposed to. Our generations to come should have this robot. Can I make my first buy in amount? Can I make my first buy in amount small and increase my sub-sales higher amount? Not really, but you can make your first buy bigger and make. Okay. Yes, you can do it because you can edit, but it is not appropriate unless you can make your first buy in amount bigger, just in case the robot doesn't buy more, and then make the sub sales or make the margin calls smaller. When I talk about margin calls, I mean when you edit and you put some smaller amount. Yes, you can do it, but not really. It is not really good because I have spent in floating loss for long. Okay, if you have more capital, for example, you had to put, for example, $50 as your first buying amount, and then you have realized that maybe because when you edit and put $100, if you have the capital, of course the robot will take this money to the market. It will. However, it looks a little bit upside down, but it's okay anyways. though I wouldn't advise. Okay. Hello, sir. Can I change my strategy when the coin is running? I don't understand this question. Can I change my strategy? What do you mean by strategy? Strategy mode? You mean like whole warehouse, sub-bin mode, and then sub-bin mode real-time settlement? Is that what you mean? If that, yes, you can. If your robot hasn't bought more than 4 margin calls. If your robot has already bought 4 margin calls and above 5, 6, 7, you cannot change. But if it is 4 and below, then you can change. Is many margin calls, sir. You can edit the margin call limit if you want, and that is it. Guys, allow me end this here. Next Tuesday, inshallah, we shall link up and we shall learn more about team growth. Today, I didn't mention so much about that because people were facing this issue: floating loss, floating loss, floating loss, floating loss. But we want you to see where the money is hidden. Someone should not tell you building a community is bad. Stop being confused by these hooligans. I mean, no one has authority to discourage you on growing a team. All the people you know that make big sums of money, these people have people. I don't know if you're getting my point. They have communities around them. It is because they have support. It's because they have different people they work with. It is because they work with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It is because they have very many people at their back. It is because they have numbers. Mana, stop being confused. Thank you so much. I've at least got some good points. Thanks. Okay, welcome. Thank you so much, Coach. Welcome. Ivan, thanks, Abe, for the lesson. Welcome. The presentation is very refreshing. Thanks, Coach. Welcome. But building team of course it is never easy. And if you only want easy things, please take something else. Actually, we do not tell you that building team is easy. It has never and it will never be. That is why it pays massively. Guys, actually, if building team was easy, then it wouldn't have been so profitable. It is profitable because it is hard. And that is it. Thank you. Okay, welcome. I want to thank you for also attending. As we are 108 on the call, thank you for paying attention and, giving in your time. You've been a nice audience. Until we meet again next Tuesday, inshallah.